On Friday, October 26, 2012, Ann Coulter and Piers Morgan argued, among other things, about abortion and politics.
I struggled with it myself for a long time, but I came to realize life is that gift from God, and I think even when life begins in that horrible situation of rape, that it is something that God intended to happen.
Those are rape comments from Richard Murdoch that sparked a firestorm in this election. I'm sure that Ann Coulter has a view on that. What is your view on that? I haven't actually heard a view from you on this yet.
I think all Republican candidates apparently need to go through some sort of cattle prodding to learn to just say exceptions for rape, incest, life of the mother. Is that so hard to get out of your mouth?
Is that your belief?
For the law, yeah. I mean, if you're talking, these guys start to get philosophical, as I'm sure Richard Murdoch was doing there. Look, it's one thing if a woman decides to bring a child to term after she's been raped. There are a lot of cases where an abortion would be indicated, or you would be sympathetic toward the woman. Tim Tebow, Jack Nicholson, Andrew Breitbart. Thank God their mothers didn't abort them. Yet and still, we're talking about someone running for a position to make laws. And should the state require a woman to carry her rapist child to term? No. And moreover, could we keep our eye on the ball here? We live in a country where you can abort a baby up until it's been born alive. When Barack Obama was in the Illinois legislature, he required hospitals to, if in a botched abortion, if the baby is inadvertently born alive, the doctors have to go chasing the baby with a fire extinguisher and kill it. That's the world we live in. Can we deal with the 2 million who aren't a result of rape and incest and just have that exception there? Is that such a big problem? And when you're running for office, please stop talking philosophically.
Politically, the abortion in cases of incest and rape issue is toxic. Politicians who are pro-life really have to be careful when they approach this. And I just get frustrated too, how many times so many get it wrong. Now, Ann and I kind of disagree about how they get it wrong, but we do agree that they usually foul it all up. They need to prepare themselves for things to say and things not to say. For a better understanding about the issue of rape and abortion, I would like to recommend on the YouTube channel Kitchen Table Theology, you'll find a video titled Abortion and Rape. It gives a pretty good overview of the truth on the matter. Give it a look.
The latest poll, USA Today Gallup, says that abortion at 39% is the #1 issue for women in 12 swing states. Are you surprised by that?
I'm suspicious of that. I understand from pollsters that a very dangerous way to take a poll is to give people a multiple choice answer, because respondents feel like they're taking an IQ test and will check off the one they think is the correct answer. There is no correct answer, and the way you should really ask polls like that is to have a fill-in-the-blank question, which is why insane things like campaign finance reform would show up very high on polls.
Would you like Romney, if he wins, to overturn Roe versus Wade, as he has threatened to in the past?
Well, I don't think it's much of a threat. I mean, it seems to me from much of the public dialogue, people seem not to realize that even if Roe is overturned, abortion up until the last minute, and even the doctors and nurses chasing the fetus through the hallways, will always be legal in New York, Chicago, California. Roe is...
See, when you started your position about, I actually think this guy, Murdoch, is wrong, and because he should have... How hard is it to say that actually an exception of rape, incest, and so on? I think, you're perfectly normal when you speak like that. I get it. You can have that position, and it seems reasonable. And then you start going on about babies being carried through corridors. It's like, no, but you're taking it to such a ridiculous extent.
I didn't. It was President Obama taking it to a ridiculous extent. He supports partial birth abortion. That is when the baby is entirely delivered, except for the head. The head is punctured and the brain suctioned out. That is a brutal, sick, savage procedure. I think we could agree on that. I think we could agree on parental notification in a lot of cases, or the husband being notified. States would be allowed to finally pass their own laws. Overturning Roe v. Wade is Dunkirk. It is not D-Day for pro-lifers. It just means it goes back to the states. And I promise you, in the state of New York and the state of California, abortion is going to be legal until after the baby is born.
This has been a Sunfish production.